I mean, realistically, right? I told you that there always seems to be some follow up to every time the human terrorists cause me fucking problems and try to kill me and shit, which is weird that like their entire existence, like zero, at least 0.0001% of them, their entire existence seems to be networked together to cause me problems as if they don't even exist or something. I told you that shit's gonna come back. That happened last year. Isn't that weird? Like a month after that, we're still here like a year later. And it's just like escalating for them and shit. Fucking. And I told you it'd probably get worse because it always does. You know, we start with them trying to kill me, and then 9/11 happens, and then it's like a visual novel, dude. It was literally like, I mean, to all the sissies and hippies out there, that was like the beginning of a chapter, but that was like the end of my chapter, right? Y'all had just tried to kill me and steal my family's house and take away a year plus of my life, and we're like, it was like escalating and shit. Like right before 9/11, y'all had like sent like a car full of people to kill me. Like this is like, you know, a year after the initial event. And then, of course, like all the gangbangers, they went back inside and hid under the mommy's skirts when 9/11 happened. So never before was that even thought of. It's weird. It's because like I didn't like correlate the issue at that point in time, but like all of a sudden it just wasn't even thinking about it no more, even though it had just happened, and some fucking super genius fucking really fucking threw a wrench in that and almost made it fucking worse than it could have been. Fucking all of a sudden though, it was just like the chapter was over and shit. Obviously, the chapter wasn't over for the hippies and sissies, because they was all crying and hiding. I mean, obviously, the chapter should have been over a year before that when Teen Wolf killed himself. But that was like, for me, that was like the start of the chapter of this shit. Obviously, that was like a precursor to the 9/11 shit too, because that was when I realized, like, oh, this money was, like, set up in advance. They knew that Teen Wolf was going to kill himself, and I was going to need the money. And they tried to get me to win the lottery again last time when they killed me last time. Or when they tried to kill me last time, too. So I could have had money to defend myself, right? Not really. I wouldn't know anyone. So my money would just been locked up in a safe deposit box in a mountain somewhere. Fucking. But that's odd. It's all set up like that. They sent me issues for they sent me notifications for free fucking lottery tickets, and then I never watched the TV, and I just happened to look up, and like all my lucky numbers hit the lottery that next day. Fucking and then they had tried to kill me like right after that. Fucking the government and the citizens fucking apparently working together. Fucking, and then, so I'd already seen this many times. Like COVID was like what you guys did to me. You guys are always doing that to everyone. And then you guys all had to do it to yourselves. And so like at that point in time I realized like, oh shit, that's what 9/11 was, wasn't it? Fucking, because there's no fucking way that was a coincidence that the 2020 shit happened like that. No fucking, that's not a coincidence, dude. And then so we have like all this shit happened in the last year. We had pilots forgetting how to fly or something. What they it says the humans got the gerbil brains. They don't care about anything. They just move on to the next fucking fidget spinner they can find and shit. Never fucking figure anything out. And that's why there is so many problems, because they never fucking do anything. fucking, it's this fucking gerbil city. Fucking slashing and clawing your way to the top of the fucking pile of mutilated gerbils. Fucking. And then, so like, it's been like a year now. It technically hasn't been a year, right? Because, okay, so what happened? What happened? Like, we got like towards the start of the year, and people fuck with me again at the start of the year, and then LA is like deleted out of the fucking game. Part of it's technically not LA. It's like a rich little area. It's like a semi-rich little area on the beach, and the rich people in Beverly Hills can't use that beach if those people were alive there, right? If those people had houses on the beach, they can't use their beach. What good does a beach do to rich people if they don't have a beach? If there's other people on it. But, so that happened like a week after someone fucked with me again at the start of 20, whatever year this is. And then it's just fucking, it even escalated more. But it's almost like it didn't stop, you know, the average person, they could view it as like it's just been going on since last year when fucking ground was torched outside. Fucking. But that's when the humans tried to, and the government tried to kill me last too. Like there was like a 4-hour opening where I'd like fried my brain enough to forget everything they'd been up to, and then like shit on the way. So I left the house, and then on the way home, that's when they tried to kill me again. There's like 4 hours of me not having to worry about their parasite species. And not remembering the decades of being forced around them. And them utterly trying to do these things, apparently. Shit, bro, we got a 4-hour fucking window. And shit, I gotta write this shit on the wall, fucking, I already do, to remind myself, fucking, of everything. And, why it's going on, because like it's just like a fucking, it's like a war zone with these fuckers existing and shit. It seems to be just like, you know, standardized video game, you know. You start Mario and the Goomba's already on the screen walking at you and shit, and you just stand there, it kills you. Fucking, and there ain't no one else in the fucking game. Some games, obviously, there's 1 or 2 other people in them, but it seems to be a lot like that. Like, that's just basically the memories I have. And it's like, most of it's forced interaction, right? Because I don't interact with people. So every interaction is forced interaction. In fact, I had to test to be sure that this one race was forcing their way into my life, because I don't interact with people. So I didn't know if they just happened to be people I might have chosen to interact with, or which I know wasn't always the case. Or I had to test to see, you know, if it was like viciousness, and then that's when they when I'm like, you know, dancing with people of other races, and they like kidnap me because they don't want me dancing with other races, and they act like strangers are acting like they're my girlfriend now, and shit like that. Just talking to males of other races too, and so that's why I had to test that shit in 2020, because I've never like interacted with people. Why would I? It's kind of stupid. Like, all my interactions like as a child were basically like low IQ, mentally retarded enslavers, abusive fucking pedos, and lying, manipulative scumbags. So I learned by the time I'm like by the time I had thought, I'd subconsciously knew how to direct myself through this world, away from them. That's apparently, even before I like understood, like, I'm not going to be able to do anything I want here. I understood that the only answer was going to be away from them, every way fucking possible. And yeah, so shit, that was like 4 hours. I just dealt with that, right? And so I'm trying to find some happiness and positivity and everything that's been going on, right? And I'm like, well, now that looks like payback for the ongoing exile, because apparently the pedophile mutant roach people fucking, and their enslaver books fucking, they explain to you how they're going to groom the world into being their toddler sex slaves and servants their entire life, and then breed more children for them to rape and things like that, because they're gods, right? Fucking all fucking 4 billion of them. And so I understand the stories, because like I got the human race trying to force me to be part of this story and shit. And so I like live through it, right? Fucking and then you can tell when like they exile Moses and shit, what they're doing is they're torturing him because he's seen too much, and he's probably going around talking about these people and shit, and kind of like the Jesus dude did, and they want him dead for that. And what can you do if you don't kill someone? Well, if you're grooming someone to play a role for the New World Order, and they don't want to play that role after you've exposed yourself, like, because you have to, in order to get into the circle has to show you the circle exists. You might accidentally end up in the circle one day, but you'll look around and you'll see you're in the circle. So when you see that, and I'm assuming if you don't want to play along once you've seen what's going on, then they have these little games they play. And the book of genocide and slavery and pedophilia tells us that basically, if you read it correctly, especially if you have to see it yourself, like happening and stuff, what can happen is you could get kicked out of society so they can train you to be their lapdog. If you're not like, if you've been chosen to be a lapdog and you don't want to be the lapdog of the sick fucking underground cult that's running the world and shit. Which apparently most people choose to be part of it. You can generally see them on TV. You just turn it on and there they are. Pretty much, you might as well assume every rich person, every famous person has sold out to them. And most of them are doing the gang signs in your fucking face, and then dying still. Like, you would think they would learn, if they're going to kill their people after a minute. Either way, that probably just shouldn't join it. Probably just shouldn't do everything they say. Maybe you'll actually get to live from that. Fucking highly doubtful, right? Because how dumb are they that they can poison me and I don't die? I just, it must be slow poison and shit, right? Fucking. How could you be a 6,000+ year old terror cult? Fucking not even know how to poison someone properly. Goddamn. That'd be like some low IQ gerbil shit for real. Fucking, I suppose they probably got most people with that, even ones they've just hired on and shit, probably. They definitely force them to marry inside their race is the first thing. That's part of what's written in their book, is to go breed with all the other people and then come back to your own people and shit. It's a way of conquering and colonization. It's soft vagina colonization. Fucking it's the other end of the stick. Anyway, so I figure that's what that is. And then so I get to watch him playing games with me and purposely changing my paperwork and shit to like a different place, but I had to get a place real fast because they were starting to play a game and they were forcing me to choose a place as fast, and they're like, well, we can't be sure, this and that, and they were making up lies. They were saying they were shutting down the place I was living at, and a place that I went to because of them to begin with, and then like everyone there, the humans there were participating in the illusion that they were going to shut down the place too. So it wasn't just the rat people. There was minions, many minions there amongst them, and it's almost like the whole world is rats and their minions and shit, like a video game like Mario Brothers and shit, where it's just Koopa and his minions and no one else ever to be seen until the very last second when the game's over. And so, anyways, so, it kind of gives me a little chuckle because it's like, whose exile is it anyways? I'm being like shut out of the city, and their cities are being washed down the fucking river and shit. Like it's really like, nothing's gonna be able to override my memory of the human race disgrace. The human disgrace. It's not even a race, right? But they're full of grace, so it's the disgrace. Fucking So, if it wasn't for having to have so many memories of them, and obviously the games they're fucking playing, that shit should be funny like 9/11 was. COVID should have been funny too, but it just like kind of wasn't, because it was kind of like attacking me at the same time. Obviously, it ramped up some people fucking cutting my brake lines and poisoned me more than before. Fucking. And then the whole like shutting the shit down to try to prevent me, like I'm like traveling around the world years before that to go talk to people, and now all the Muppets are inside. Well, they disappeared. I didn't see shadows of them walking around their houses and shit when I was driving by a lot of houses. So, like, and then other than the fact I was starting to see that, like, that was kind of weird that all just happened to me, and then they're doing it to themselves. Like, that was the first time it was, like, really, really obvious like that. I mean, I don't even watch the news, so whatever happened before 2020, I don't even know. I don't even know how I knew 9/11 happened. I think it's one of those things where I look at the screen and the shit magically appears on the screen. Because I fucking definitely was pretty close to done watching TV around that time, around the time I was 18. So I think that's one of those odd things, like where I can look up at the screen and accidentally in the gym, and then my lucky numbers appear as the lotto numbers the day after that other stuff, and a week before the other stuff, or a month. I'm not sure if that was a week or a month, but it was right before. It was definitely, I think it was a week before. I think it was the week of, maybe. Fucking, I made a video about that, I'm pretty sure. And then that was right before right before that happened. And so, yeah. Maybe I'm supposed to, like, laugh at it or something. Just, there's not anything funny on this fucking planet. There's nothing funny about being here and shit. Just, it's just like another fucking day in paradise, right? planet is a paradise for assholes. That's what it's a paradise for. Fucking. Should be funny though, right? It's like they try to exile me, and it looks like they're getting exiled instead. I mean, I'm still, out here. Not much I would want to do anymore after seeing all that shit in 2020, after seeing how many people have to be involved in each little incident in order for each large incident to fucking happen and shit. But, yeah, it looks fucking fitting to me. It looks pretty fucking fitting to me, dude. People trying to kill me, organized trying to kill me. And, I wouldn't say I could direct it better. I mean, technically I'm not for all this slow type of shit. Dragging things out. And, just fucking dragging it the fuck out. But, I did see some interesting shit happening. Like, that one place got flooded, and then like the next day it fucking froze. That takes a bit of, to me. I mean, I'm not sitting around most of my whole life thinking about how to torture people and destroy them, but that seems like that's some fucking in-depth shit right there. That's definitely someone who's probably flooded a planet before, fucking flooded some cities before, fucking coming up with that idea. Because, I mean, me personally, I can come up with some shit, but I would think that's like a progressive type thing where you like flood a few cities and then you realize like, oh, that doesn't work. Well, let's flood it and then freeze it. Let's try that. Fucking. Oh. Yeah, I can't really say I can do it better than that. Fucking. That's a pretty interesting fucking technique there going on. Fucking. But yeah, well, I mean, I said that shit was gonna happen because it always does. This shit always fucking happens. Like that, like, I mean, the odd thing is that can happen, but and then I can be warned a month in advance and post the videos online so the evidence remains if it were ever deleted off the internet, which it hasn't been every time I had looked back to check that like a warning, or I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a warning they were going to ambush and try to kill me, or if it was supposed to be a threat, or an omission of karma. But I noticed they did that. So I'm like, damn. So how come we know this is going to happen and it happens, instead of nipping it in the bud, and then we get these cute things that follow it up, that make it look like it could have been easily nipped in the bud a long time before it flourished, before it bloomed. Whatever. I guess I'm stuck here and gotta put up with it. And so I guess the cycle's just gonna keep continuing until that escalates something else, right? Because that's all I've seen most of my life. Is we start with this, and then they start with that, and then we follow up with this, and then they start with, they continue the same pattern You know, something else follows it up, and then they continue the same pattern after a minute. Like I said, after a minute during COVID, I don't think anyone stopped. I mean, there's definitely people following me around, putting poison in my drink, fucking cutting my brake lines, fucking slashing my tires, etc., etc., etc. Some weird ass shit going on though. Probably really does have something to do with what's going on, but I'm just not gonna trust it because the process looks pretty sick anyway. So um, I don't know what I'm supposed to gain from it if I don't even like being alive. So if I don't like being alive because they're here and the memory of them will always remain, even if they get washed down the river and fucking a giant worldwide flood. Fucking not too sure. I don't see the stains they've left behind ever going away. Fucking, it's just been too long. It could have been, might have been able to be stopped before. But, obviously, if we can tell me that the human Muppets are gonna fucking try to kill me a month in advance, then, and obviously, and that's that one time. We have the time where I get like $1 million a couple months before they try to kill me and shit to deal with the problems they're gonna cause. Um, Obviously, I got no control over that because definitely wasn't um, saying we should do that. I was pretty sure I wasn't saying that part. So, it should be funny, but it's not. Because fun is the idea of these emotion things are just an invention to make humans look like living beings or something. Because really, they're just a fatal flaw while being here with them and shit. Having emotions is just seems to be something that they're using against living people and shit. Pretty much like 90% of the time. Anytime someone says they love you or something like that, they probably got a Bible or some bombs or both. And they would colonize you or enslave you. Play games, try to get you to have sex with their brothers or dads. Seems to be a pattern here with these, so I'm assuming that these emotions might be entirely fabricated to begin with, just a way to like immerse yourself in a fictitious world, it seems. So just seems every time like I notice like that's highly involved in this storyline too, is using the emotions to manipulate people into the story and shit. Because people be like, oh, you look like Jesus and all this shit, and then and I don't want to like play along with the game, but like from all having that beat into me so long, in the back of my head, I'd be like, this is a good thing, right? And like, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe because we don't know what's going on here. And that simple fact alone is pretty telling that it's vicious, because you don't need to lie and hide unless you got some pretty damning shit you're trying to hide. So I noticed like that more recently is one of the things where like they like use those words and it like subverts your minds. Kind of like the old stories of how they colonized Africa. They came there with the Bible. They left them with the Bible, and then they took all their land and resources. And I was like, one might assume, well, that's a pretty bad a trade, you know, all your resources and land and boatloads of your people for a book that says worship the people who you just gave everything to. And to me, that was like common knowledge when I was a kid. Like, I guess when you're in a nation full of the people who've already been colonized, or the colonizers themselves, you that's why you probably don't get too many people actually discussing anything. And then when the opposition is controlled opposition, obviously they're not like discussing any of that either. So, yeah, I kind of get the idea that these emotions are just all made up anyways. I mean, the anger can fuel you to fight them, but it can get in the way too. Um, I can tell you for sure when I go out here and like I'm like people are appearing out of my mind because my emotions, like, pretty sure that means they don't have any emotions and they're being generated based upon my emotions. So that would mean they have no emotions if they're displaying my emotions, like mirror reflection type thing. Fucking, that means they have to have me like a battery to energize them and shit. That's what it looks like, from my angle, how it happens and shit. So, uh, that's a, pretty obvious sign that the emotions aren't there to begin with. And so that helps support that thing that emotions are probably just being used to manipulate people, and you can clearly see a lot of times. I mean, just look at the news or YouTube. Like that's all that is people using emotional shit. Look at that be positive, dick in the ass, motherfuckers. Um, they want you to be silent. It's the same thing their cult's always done. They just want you to be silent and say nothing, except for, oh, it's so great and peaceful and freedom and loving and it's the truth. And here's all my resources and some baby wieners to suck on. Yeah, and I'll go breed some more kids for you to have sex with. Yeah, it's peaceful and love, man. Fucking pretty much. I mean, they're real simple to figure out. They seem like some real simple fucking bots. Massive repeat programming across the whole fucking bloodlines. Fucking just like the same fucking pattern. Swooping the fuck out like a basic Lego kit. I just bought a Lego kit the other day that seems more complex than they do. It's got like fucking 90 pieces. I'm like, damn, dude. This is gonna take me longer to figure out than it is to figure out a fucking human and shit. Fucking took me like a half hour or an hour to put together. Fucking and yeah, and it was complex shapes and shit on top of 90 pieces. Fuck that, dude. That's like human evolution in the year 95,000 trillion. As if that's going to happen and stuff. I kind of don't see evolution. I see devolution happen. I see it going backwards. Fucking be positive and all that vagina talk. from once cave barbarians. Now they're just cave bears. Fucking definitely don't see evolution happening. I see technology being more widespread, and I think that's the only thing anyone's ever said to support evolution was, look, we've got TVs now and the internet. It's like, well, I've never not had TVs and computers, so I don't know what you're talking about. So I've never seen evolution happen. I know old people supposedly have. Like I bet you if when I asked to see my dad again and this clone of him appeared in Washington State to talk to me, I bet you if I asked him if the world's changed, he could tell me like, yeah, we didn't used to have internet and computers. Technically, though, they had computers back then too, just not for him. Um, but then again, I would be asking a clone. So, or whatever is actually inside the clone shell. Obviously, the best I can come up with is it's some sort of replica. When I ask for clones of people to appear, when I ask for replicas of people to appear, fucking. I noticed after talking about this for a minute, the original did show up. Like we have the clone across the street working at the store, and then a week later, the original somehow shows up in my area and finds me. I'm on like way far different side of town, like a long ways away in a big city, and they just on a little hidden road and stuff in a little suburban area, in a little suburban alleyway, and I walk up and down the same block every, that's the only place I've gone for years, and to avoid the shit that they so eloquently set up right beside my fucking house to kill me and shit. Fucking so I think that shit's like, it's not amusing because it's an emotion, and these days I realize I'm just faking it, emotions myself. So it's not amusing, but it's kind of cute. It's like I'm supposed to be the one in exile, I guess. That's what the Rat People plan looks like. And instead, looks like other people are really going to go live in the wilderness. Maybe God's preparing them to lead the country one day or something. Fucking. I'm sure all those people in those floods are just so on point with their politic games that they understand anything that's going on, and they're going to be, well, those will make the best leaders, those people who don't know anything, right? Because all they are supposed to do is sit up there and wave and read teleprompters, repeat lies and shit. Fucking. So, kind of cute, isn't it? You guys got, you guys are the ones, like, one outside of your mouth, like, you're just telling me to be positive here on Steroid Monster channel, talking about he doesn't lose his muscle and he doesn't have to work out. He can not work out and, for a little while and still keep his muscle. And someone's on the channel like, yeah, that's because you're on steroids. And it's like, yeah, it is, isn't it? And, like, all the other vagina humans who should have got washed away by the floods, but apparently haven't, are on there like, you're being hateful. You've got to be positive. He's not lying or scamming. He's open about his steroids. Yeah, but okay, so I take steroids, and I was eating like fucking half a bag of potato chips, and I was gaining weights on pro hormones and shit. Like, I was gaining muscle mass, fucking. And I was also taking some time off that week too. So, yeah, if your shit works right, apparently all you need is like a couple potato chips. I don't even know if you need that. I suppose as fake as the world is, fucking the changes are occurring when you close your eyes and you go to sleep. Yeah, like updates to the game world happen. Like I wake up one morning and all of a sudden, 10 a.m. By 10 a.m., everyone knows what COVID is, and they're fucking health experts and shit. And I noticed that shit. I had time to sleep that one day. That one day I woke up, and my house didn't even smell like fucking smoke. But like the second I opened the fucking door, which this is weird because my windows aren't sealed very good. Got blankets on them, but you could probably feel the air blowing in around the fucking window. So they're kind of older windows. And it's the windows, so I can't seal them with sealant or caulk or something. It's not like around the windows so much, and and the fucking AC is kind of like open because it's a window unit built into the wall, and it's an old one, so apparently old ones allow air to just blow fucking through it. So you go over by the wall right now, it's fucking, you can feel the fucking, even though it looks like it's sealed off, you can fucking feel the wind blowing in, right? So it's odd that I have to go outside and smell the fucking barbecue and shit. Turns out the barbecue is the fucking, like a fucking place is on fire and has been for like supposedly 18 hours. And the whole fucking city is like filled with smoke and shit. So that's odd because I woke up at like 3 p.m. and there's enough smoke smell in my house, and then so supposedly the fire had been going on since like fucking the day before or some shit, 2 a.m. or the day before or something like that. And it was almost like it didn't even start until I woke up. Fucking, that's one of those weird things you gotta be in my shoes to fucking see and understand it works out. Something's working similar to that shit. And so yeah. And then everyone was acting all weird and stuff too that day. People were acting all weird towards me that day. Fucking. But yeah, that made me think it was a sleep thing, because then that would mean that they I mean, how the hell else did smoke not come in my house and shit? Fucking. Like, at all. Like, I can smell smoke pretty good, so I can smell it when my neighbors cook. Yeah. So you would think I'd be able to smell it when there's a huge fucking plant on fire and it's filling the whole city up with smoke and shit. But I just happened to woke up fucking right before that. But they said that was going on like all fucking day and shit. Anyway, a little off topic. But I showed. But, you know, I don't think we need these emotions anymore. It's all fake anyways, so I just see it mostly getting in the way of everything. Every time I've let my emotions guide me before and override my rationale, It's obviously led to where I am today. So I just assume it must be like some sort of fake invention or some shit. I'm not gonna let it get to me. I'm not gonna act all excited because I've never seen fucking change anyway. So I don't have any of those good drugs everyone else does that make me think everything's all great and shit. Which is odd because you used to be able to be supplied with whatever. So that's obviously like a cutoff that occurs. It's almost like 2020 was like a halfway. It was almost like the first half of my life here was just like studying and analyzing the shit, and then like the game actually began. Kind of like in Morrowind, like I spend the first fucking 6 hours in the city creating and leveling up my character, and then I go outside in the real world, and then I go outside and play the actual fucking game and shit. Except for there's no need to go outside in this world. That seemed to be part of the fucking, there's no beast outside and shit necessarily in large scale numbers. So we got to go outside and improve our charisma that way towards the end of the 2010s. But it looks cool. Probably looks cool. I was gonna, if it wasn't such work and I had fucking storage space, if I had a good computer, I'd probably make some cool videos and shit. I'm definitely getting fed some cool music to put that to and shit. It's just another day. I mean, you guys got to be positive, whether you're out there in a flood and your house is being washed down the river like a giant boat. You gotta remember there's always a positive lining to that. Like if you can watch my video, telling you there's always a positive lining to that. Well, there you go. Well, now you get to watch my video. I'm telling you that there's going to be a positive lining to that, right? And so now you can convince yourself of that, and you can feel good. Whereas otherwise, if your house didn't get washed down the river in a flood, you could, you'd probably be working. And you wouldn't get to watch my video telling you to be positive. So I could be positive, right? I'm trying to find out, something positive to say. Like that actually makes sense. So I enjoy in the positivity with everyone else. Obviously, like, you'd be like, oh, well, at least now you hate Trump or something. Now you figured out Trump ain't on your side. But then that's not positive because those people are just implying that Biden was on their side. So that's not, that's a red herring right there. It's canary in the coal mine. I think that's wrong wording for that, isn't it? Fucking yeah, that's they're just gonna lead you on. If you could like find that positivity, but hey, I don't know. You could watch videos of other people's houses being washed down the river. That could be fun. Fucking. wonder how much of this, and probably the whole place is AI generated videos, huh? Fucking, probably all the visuals here are AI generated videos. So I don't want to go too far off on that, considering. But, yep. So that should be cute and positive, but it's Earth. There's nothing positive here except for AIDS, which is what all these spectacular people want to give you, apparently. Fucking have to offer. If they don't have actual AIDS, they have the personality of AIDS. Fucking lies and deception are worse than AIDS. I'd rather die of AIDS than have experienced most of this. That's the positive there. That's a real positive. Now, if you're alive to see this video and your house washed down the river in a flood, that might not be as positive. But usually on those stories, they're always like, oh, and then one person died. They're like, one kid died. And I'm like, oh, well, so the kid didn't have to experience you guys. Well, that's a positive, right? It's definitely a positive. Like, everyone's always like, death, because they need other people to be alive to be their slaves. And without other people being alive, they have no slaves. So, but in reality land, when a slave dies, then is the slave unhappy? You think like they're up there sitting around with Jeffrey Epstein and the Pope in heaven, unhappy, or down there dancing with Kiss in hell? You think they're, the hot naked chicks dancing in fire? You think they're unhappy or something? I've never thought that. I've always told people shit like that, not even being sarcastic, like probably being more realistic than they want me to be when people die. About they're probably they're in a better place now. I didn't even know the full extent of that. I just always said that. Fucking. Oh, there we go. We've brought some positivity into the world today. Just think about that. Every time they say someone died in one of these fires or floods, then well, that person doesn't have to put up with this shit anymore. That's a good thing. That's always a good thing there. They don't have to go online and see all these scammers and scumbags telling them to be positive and give them all their money and time and be forced to date them and shit like that. Fucking. So there we go. We found a positive in it. Yeah, actually, I already knew that. Every time I hear that shit, I'm like, wow, lucky you. You got to die. Fucking. So, there we go. Positivity. Maybe it's the rapture. Maybe they're getting rid of the 5 good people on the planet. And they're about to roll hell out on the planet. Fucking. Maybe that's what it is. They do seem to be obsessed with the storyline here. So I suppose they might write that as such things. Who knows? Sounds positive to me, though, and it's only like they're only saying a couple people die here and there. But they're not on Earth no more. So I don't see why anyone's crying about it. I know when you are used to having someone around for whatever purpose you need someone around for, whether it be to feed a social addiction or to make food for you or something. I know the other people aren't usually as happy. Just as when I run away from home, the people I'm running away from aren't very happy about that. I'm very happy I'm gone, right? Um, Even though I'm gone, I'm happy about it. I think it's very similar. They're running away from Earth. Again, they're running away from home. That's what they should call it. Like we got to be more positive, right? Instead of calling it death, let's call it running away from home. Every time someone leaves their body, let's just say they're runaways. They've ran away from home, and then that way it can give people hope too. They can always be looking for them to return.